Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Wednesday, January 11th, and this is the market overview looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, SLV, GE, and XOI. And kind of a nice day, actually, I thought. Let me blow this up so we can take a better peek at it. But here we are with the Dow, ending with a hanging man. Excellent. We have some wobble in the short-term moving averages. Maybe a shade of excessive separation, but really extremely minor. But beyond that, we have downticks on the CCI, the slow stochastic, the RSI, the histogram, and a side tick on the MACD, uptick on the fast stochastic, and the 14-day RSI moving average is still ticking up. But I still am under the impression that we're going to have a pullback to some degree in the very near future, and maybe this hanging man will be the opportunity for it to do so. Moving right along to SPX, we once again see a hanging man, and we have a shade of excessive separation in here, a little bit of wobble. We are holding right at this previous high, just kind of stopping there. And so certainly people are watching to see if this definitively breaks. But we have the stochastic, the 14-day RSI moving average very high, along with the CCI, the RSI, and we're sloping down on the MACD histogram, while the MACD is still ticking up. But it just seems that everything is pretty darn high where it is. And a break here would be just enough to spark some panicked bears covering. But is that going to be enough to actually spark a whole nother leg into the rally? Personally, I doubt it. Anything's possible. But regardless, very interesting. Got to see if that hanging man plays out at all. But I don't think that it's very strong. Instead of the Dow, I'm going to break this down in all the time periods with the SPX since it's more important. Here's the 180, 14-day RSI moving average, massively high, and everything high, everything waiting for a reason to roll over. 60 minutes, yeah, pretty mixed, not definitive one way or the other, except that we still have a negative divergence going all the way back to 19th of December. So I think that's pretty significant personally. We see it in the MACD histogram, we see it in the RSI, we see it in the stochastics, and we don't see it in the CCI. But regardless, just needs a reason. Just needs a reason. It should be noted that volume was absolutely, totally pathetic. So yeah, rising on zero volume does not impress me. So at some point, this is going to catch up with the market, in my opinion. Now the VIX. Okay. Very, very interesting. The VIX gapped up today. Yeah, it was negative all day, but it doesn't have much of a real body. And we actually ended up getting an uptick, which gives us a target just above 22. Let's see if I can give us a really good target. You know what? I'm just going to have to eyeball it. I'll say 22.15 uptick target on the VIX. And with the VIX gapping up and closing in a position higher than yesterday, the market still did well. The SPX was green, the NASDAQ was green, the Russell was green, and now something else. We finally got our uptick on the 14-day RSI moving average. We've been looking for that for a while, and yeah, we did get a little bit of a seesaw over here where we did get an uptick a few weeks back. Well, today we finally got another uptick, which isn't to say that it can't roll over again with a massive down few days, but this isn't bad. An uptick right here with the stochastics aligned for a move up. Um, Not bad at all. I like it. So to me, that is a potential tell. Now, it would be completely natural, since we have a new low here right at 20, for it to come down, test 20, establish it as a floor, and then go on its merry way. That would be natural, but we're going to have to see what happens. And if 20 is breaking out, is slaughtered, and it goes down into the teens, ooh, big trouble for the Bears. Absolutely. No doubt about it. TNA. Wow, this sucker had quite the run. It was completely outside the upper Bollinger Band yesterday. We were expecting a side move up or down to get back inside. It tried to do that, opening where it should, and then it just zoomed higher, almost closing at 50. Incredible move outside of the upper Bollinger Band once again, displaying strength far beyond the Dow or the SPX. Small caps leading the way. So very, very interesting. Not exactly fun, because I have a couple for fun call or puts on TNA, and I think that those will play out. 14-day RSI moving average still marching on up. We don't have a side tick or a down tick. Stochastic still pointing up. CCI getting a slight down tick even with the up movement today. Same with the RSI, and up on the histogram and the MACD. Not bad looking from a bullish perspective, although being outside the upper Bollinger Band, not a good thing. Getting to this previous high and needing to break it, it should be resistance. And having one just above that, which should also be resistance. But there is a little bit of a gap there between the previous position, the current position, and this previous high over here. There is some money that could be made if indeed it is going up to that point. We could have a potential really messy head and shoulders forming here on TNA. We have talked about the potential inverse head and shoulders, which everyone is looking at the moment, and perhaps even helping this move on no volume. But you'll notice over here we have possible shoulder, possible head, and maybe another shoulder. Yeah, that would be entirely messy. Certainly we could have another formation of that already in effect, but just kind of stacking. So just something to be toying around with in the brain, but regardless, very strong showing. Pretty much stronger than just about everything out there today, actually. And moving on, UUP. Look at that. Gravestone Doji, and we have a shade of excessive separation, nothing major. Side tick on the 14-day RSI moving average. Stochastics trying to roll over. Uptick on the CCI, the RSI, the MACD, and the histogram. This has been very interesting, because some places are calling this decoupling, where the dollar is going up, the market is going up, which it should not be. It should be inverse, but it isn't. So are we changing the rules of the euro and the dollar? Yeah, possible. Certainly the euro displayed some weakness intraday that the market really did not pick up on. So that is somewhat puzzling and troubling, but I think that once it reestablishes its lock, there will be some hurting. FXE, very nice. It's essentially a no-body hammer. We did not get our uptick that would have been nice, but or maybe it shouldn't be nice. Maybe we want it to continue to go down. Regardless, a new low on the euro, and very, very ugly. No uptick on the 14-day RSI moving average. In fact, a further downtick. Terrible for the euro. And but for some reason, The market is just staying put while the euro is making new lows. That is very concerning to me, since at some point the euro is going to reverse itself, go up for a bar retest, and if the correlation was working, that would be extremely bullish for the market. So either it's being held up, or some kind of funny business is going on. Essentially down on everything except for the fast stochastic, and slightly on the slow stochastic. Very interesting, very puzzling. GLD, yep. We had that break of the 200-day moving average yesterday, continued on today with a spinning top. It's trying to get to separation and crossover and separation prior to entering the bar, but it is not going to be successful. We can see the CCI overbought, stochastics half overbought, 14-day RSI moving average not even out from oversold yet. Downtick on the RSI, uptick on the histogram, uptick on the MACD, and yeah, it's good. I like seeing gold like this. We should see the VIX increase to go along with gold. We are not seeing that. We should see the dollar going down for gold to go up. We are not seeing that, which also makes me believe that there is funny business going on, because I do not believe this is a short covering rally in gold. The volume is just too low. So very, very interesting. SLV, more of the same, very similar to gold. Real body ending lower than the previous real body, although the close is higher than the previous one. Almost ending with a spinning top, just not quite long enough on the lower shadow. We do have an uptick on the 14-day RSI moving average, downticks on the CCI, the RSI, upticks on the stochastics, the histogram, and the MACD. And just like gold, it does not have enough room to achieve a complete crossover and separation prior to entering the bar, which is very strong. We should have significant resistance to overcome if this is going to go much higher. And just like gold, I do not believe that this is a short covering rally in precious metals. The volume is too low. So, funny business. And of course, we're not going to know what the funny business is until it's all over. But there it is. XOI, trying to get a better read on the market. Ending today with a hammer and almost meeting the downtick target set yesterday, but not quite. Downtick on the CCI, the stochastics, the RSI, the histogram, the MACD, and a slight uptick on the 14-day RSI moving average. Very interesting. You know, they keep talking about Iran and oil going to 150 or 200. You know, maybe it will be. It should have a retest of the 200-day moving average. That is natural. It is a good thing. So coming down today, absolutely not anything to be worried about until the 200-day breaks or has complete crossover going into the bar. And of course, if the news changes and Iran is no longer interested in closing the straits from oil. Down move from oil is bad for the markets. No matter what Kramer says, I do not believe oil going down is good for the markets. Oil going up is good for the markets. And last but not least, GE also trying to get a better read on the market. Very nice day for GE after backing away from the upper Bollinger Band. 14-day RSI moving average very, very high, but no signs yet of it rolling over. Stochastics trying to go down along with the CCI, the RSI, the histogram, and the MACD just going sideways. Certainly looks overbought to me. We don't really have too much wobble in the short-term moving averages, but just like oil, this is going to need a back test of some time or at some point in the near future to prove itself that it can go down, fix itself, shake people out, and then continue on its way up. So once again, another night with some conflicting signals, but we do have a few clues, or at least what I believe to be a few clues. And I do believe that we're going to have a dip of some magnitude in the very near future. But I think that when it's over, it will be off to the races once again as we get closer to QE3. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.